Coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to be doing a lot of shots, taking some shots of different people and places around here. I don't get a whole lot of time. I'm here for about an hour with a layover on my bus trip up to Davenport, Iowa. So let me know what you guys think of the footage in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get this thing going. Job that I start Monday. It's Saturday now in Davenport, Iowa, driving truck, OTR again. And you know, leaving the house this morning on my way to the bus. A day and a half bus drive, almost full day, 24 hours before I get off the bus. But anyway, kids started breaking down and having a big old conniption fit, you know. It was to be expected. I'm leaving, you know. I don't know, it always hits me when that happens. What the heck's the point of it, you know? Work to make money. I mean, that's the whole reason we're doing this trip, is to be able to spend all the time we can with the kids. And I guess, you know, we are. I mean, I have to work, we have to have money, but it just sucks. This is really hard leaving them, you know? So I'm gonna kind of try and keep things going with the vlog while I'm on the road, and Amanda's gonna do the filming there at the house, and so we'll still have stuff up and kind of go through the adventures of what it's like to be a family while driving OTR. Sorry, I keep looking over that way at something. I'm sitting on a stairway, and there's a little bit of weird mold that looks kind of like a raccoon's butt. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, so that's that.
It's a lot colder than I was hoping it would be. Somehow I had, you know, hoped going south would actually be warm, and being near freezing here in Georgia is definitely not quite what I was going for. But, you know, we've also had some of the issues such as not being able to use our heater all the time. That would have been nicer to not have to deal with, and water issues. there's been quite a few things that didn't exactly see or plan on. Would have liked to have more time to go and see some of the stuff. We've definitely been more in a timeline than I would have liked to be going through some of the places we've been, but such is life. 10 years ago, never would have thought we'd be here, living in an RV, driving across the country. Certainly not something I would have planned or seen as being in our future. In 2 years, not sure at this point whether I would rather we had our dream camper, which would actually be a semi-trailer, and we've talked a fair amount about it at this point. Different things we would definitely make sure to have in that one, or if I would like to be somewhere and have a house and actually have a traditional home, as you might say. Haven't been on the road long enough to actually know which of those I'd rather have. In 5 years, if we could figure out how to do this and actually have the money to do this how we want, in other words, James not having to work OTR and basically have to be living on a very, very low budget, I could see continuing to drive around. I would like to be staying in certain places for several months here and there. There's definitely part of me, the part that loves to travel, that still sees this as kind of a very cool lifestyle. Again, we've only been doing it for a very short time. I might change that very soon, we'll see. See the biggest changes so far from state to state. Definitely the feels in different towns. I don't know, I really did like Missouri for that aspect. Everybody was just really friendly and really nice. Not saying that isn't the case other places either, but so far where we've been, I'd say that was a big one. I'd say my favorite part of the trip so far is being able to see new things with the family that I never thought we would necessarily get to see, or just getting to experience new things as a family and just kind of getting to relax and hang out and be together. I'd say one of the hardest things so far about traveling in the RV and living is keeping everything clean. Especially here in Georgia, we've been having rain for the past couple days and it is so muddy. And every time the kids and the dogs and anybody goes inside, you have to take a towel and wipe down the entire floor. Cost-wise, it's definitely cheaper to be living this way. That's not taking into account gas, although depending on where you are, that's not a whole lot either. But we've eliminated bills such as cable and electricity, except when we're staying at RV parks and things. But we've also spent a fair amount of time just alongside the road and truck stops and things like that using an inverter. That was one of the other things we had issues with, the inverter. Definitely eliminated a lot of the costs of living in a traditional lifestyle. After 2 months on the road, I would say, maybe it's ridiculous, but I would probably still make the same choice of going. Yeah, we've had a lot of bumps in the road we've had to deal with, but we had that in our traditional lifestyle too, and getting to spend time together and see new things and be in new places is just, I wouldn't give that up. If I could start over and do this differently, I would probably get our dream RV, which, as I mentioned before, being a trailer, a semi-trailer, not an actual RV, just to have a little bit more room. Definitely have bigger water tanks. Having to fill up our water I swear it seems every 2 days is ridiculous. Probably check out temperatures in places we're going before getting there, as we were running from cold quite a while until we ended up here in Georgia. So that might have been something we should have checked into a little more, but I'd say the worst part of the trip so far is just having to be on a time constraint due to money. Having that determine things more than what we want to do, and just having to make decisions on that as opposed to places we want to go and such. That and not being able to see the Grand Canyon. That was pretty lame.
Well, so much for the Grand Canyon. We tried, we failed. Got a foot of fresh snow and it's coming down like crazy out here. So we're gonna turn around and we'll shoot for the Grand Canyon next time around, I suppose. So.
Can't believe it. We were there, that close. One day, well, I've seen it, but one day James and the kids will get to see it. We will. I would certainly not suggest doing this if you don't completely love your family. Because you spend a lot of time in very close quarters. And if you don't really like your spouse, that could be an issue. Fortunately, at least after 2 months, I still love him. Give it another one, we'll see.